All right, it looks like we are live on Facebook, and I am joined today by Robbie Mixon and Satchel Pandolfino, and they are both here today to talk to us about the Food Hub. And I hope that most everybody knows about the Food Hub already, and they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're going into year 5, season 5, yes. Because I know I'm marking time with myself. This is my 5th summer in Seldovia. So it's the 5th summer with the Food Hub, and it's been a great asset to the community. And with these very different times with COVID-19, there's definitely been a lot more interest I'm seeing in people wanting to grow their own and be more sustainable. So I'm sure that that's part of what you guys will have to share today. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Satchel and Robbie, and I will be monitoring the chat on Zoom, and I'll also be monitoring the chat on Facebook Live. And so I'm going to mute myself. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat bar, and I will pass those questions along to our presenters. Thank you guys again for coming today.
Thanks, Shannon. I am trying to share my screen and I'm not able to.
Okay, I just made you a co-host, and maybe that's what I needed to do to allow you to.
Oh, that works, Shannon. Thank you.
The same for you too, Satchel. So you should both be able to share screen now.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, let me get in the right spot. There we go. Okay, does that look good for everybody? Okay, so I am Robbie. I am the local foods director at Cook Inlet Keeper. We also have directed the Homer Farmers Market for the last decade. And my good pal Satchel over here, she can introduce herself, but we're here today to talk about the Alaska Food Hub. As Shannon mentioned, we are just starting our 5th season, and it has already been a record-breaking season. We're seeing about 3 times as many sales and participation here on the Homer and Soldotna side. So we hope to increase that over in Seldovia as well and get you guys fresh local food and value-added products this season. Satchel, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah, my name's Satchel Pandolfino, and I work for Cook Inlet Keeper with Robbie, and I help man the Food Hub every Wednesday.
Awesome, and you might have seen Satchel around for E-Cycle Day over around the Bay. She works with different communities over there, so I'm sure you've seen her around. So we're going to go over what exactly a Food Hub is, how the Food Hub works, and then the benefits and challenges. And then Satchel will walk you through how to use the Food Hub. And then we'll go to the live website where ordering just opened at noon. So you, if you're interested, will be able to log on, sign up for an account today, and order food for pickup next Wednesday at Smoky Bay Air. So why is Cook Inlet Keeper involved in local food? So the past couple of years, we've really been focusing on turning Alaska from an oil state into a salmon state. So what that means for us is creating sustainable economies and creating jobs that are creating more community jobs and also jobs that help preserve our environment. So food miles, a lot of most of our food is imported. We import about 5% of our food. That number doesn't account for things like wild harvested and wild game, but the majority of our food comes from outside. So the concept of food miles, that really involves thinking about how far your food travels and all of the resources that it takes to get food from the farmer to your plate. So on average, in the lower 48, it's about 1,500 miles that your food travels. Here in Alaska, that's much more, since we're not connected to the rest of the country. We have 990 farms statewide. In the last 5 years, that number has grown. On the peninsula, we've added over 100 new. Food insecurity in the state is around 14%, and about 20% of all kids in the state are food insecure. And that means they may go to bed hungry and not knowing where their next meal comes from. So I mentioned this because programs like the Alaska Food Hub help create markets to grow more food and to create more food security within our state. Oops. This is a cute little picture I found from an artist down in Australia. On the left-hand side here represents our predominant industrial food system, how it is now. You can see all the different steps it takes to get to your refrigerator, all of the different carbon resources that are used, and then it's more of a non-closed loop system. So you lose a lot on the way from farm to food. On this side is a more resilient food system. So it creates greater community connections. It keeps resources within the community. All of the money that you pay for your food just gets recirculated around the community, building more resilience. So resilience means the ability to withstand disruptions and ensures sufficient supply of acceptable and culturally appropriate food for all. So this is just an example of why food security matters. We are living in a pretty fragile time as far as food systems go. I'm sure even in Seldovia, you guys feel this even more as we're seeing processors around the country. They're not able to process animals due to COVID-19. That's another example of insecurity. So again, programs like the Food Hub try and build greater resilience within our food systems that are community-based, responding to community needs. It's not all bad news though. Every 5 years, the USDA does agricultural census just to measure how agriculture is growing within the state or within the nation. And this past ag census that was done in 2017 revealed that Alaska is #1 for the number of new farmers. We also grew by 30%, while most of the farms around the country are decreasing, we're actually growing. This was even huger on the Kenai Peninsula. We grew by 60%. And this is a great photo of one of our vendors, Twitter Creek Garden. This is her farm. She grows on it's about 9 acres. The actual growing area is a little over 2, but this will all be available soon this summer to you. Most of our farms are 10 acres or less, and this just means that farmers have a better opportunity to manage their farms in a more sustainable way. So with less to manage, they can implement more environmentally friendly growing practices. And then this is just a cool fact. 47% of our farmers in Alaska are women, and all of the women you see here are farmers on our Food Hub. So what is a Food Hub? I will show you this video because it explains it way better than I can, and I'm gonna hit play and make sure that you guys can hear the sound in just a second.
Shannon, would you unmute? Okay. You unmute.
I unmuted it, but we have to mute your speaking one though.
Okay, I'm gonna skip over this video.
I'm going to skip over the video for now because I can't figure out the tech issues and I don't want to squirt your eardrums. But this video is on our software marketplace and also on our website, so you can view it after this presentation. And I'm going to, I'll do this one more slide and then I'm going to pass it over to Satchel so you don't have to hear me talk the whole time. Our food hub, again, we are starting our 5th year. We originally started it with a USDA grant. It's a local food promotion program. And the idea was to create a food hub so we could expand access for our producers, but also expand access to communities like Homer, Soldotna, and Ninilchik. We did a trial in Anchorage, and then we've always been a partner of Seldovia Village Tribe to get food hub products over to you guys. Again, this is our list of partners. We've had lots of people helping us. It's truly taken many villages to get the food hub going and keep it going. And big shout out to SBT and also to Smoky Bay Air for all of the close partnerships. Smoky Bay Air actually donates the transportation every week for your products.
Cool, I'll take it away. Yeah, really excited to show you guys how you can utilize the food hub. If you haven't already, this is a great year to do so. We've got more farmers than ever. These are a few photos of our operations. This is the Soldotna one over to the right-hand side of the screen, and this is where we operate out of in Homer on the left-hand side, right across from Two Sisters. Next slide. So when you go to our Food Hub website, it's alaskafoodhub.org, and the first thing as a customer that you'd want to do is click the Shop the Marketplace button, and that'll take you here where you can see the timing of each individual location. And Seldovia is the at the bottom. You open a few weeks later than Homer, just so we can get our flow down before we start sending food over to you, and we're excited to open it up this week. So you're going to want to go over to your meet your producers or your product list, but first let's meet our producers. This is their virtual farm stand area, so you can click on any of the producers and learn a little bit more about them, the practices that they utilize to grow or harvest their food. And also on their farm stand, if you were to scroll down, you could see what products they have listed that week. But you can also view all the products from all the producers together here at the product list section of the website. And Robbie's gonna pull up the website after this so you can see it kind of live this week. But there's a few different ways to sort through your product lists. You can sort by specific producer. You can sort by type of food as well. So you can see there's veggies, there's eggs, there's some seafood options, and this year and last year we started offering a lot more cottage food options, so jams and jellies and baked goods and those value-added products that can be shelf stable. So when you make an order, you'll receive a confirmation, and it's easy to forget to press confirm. If you don't press confirm, you won't receive this email, and that's something that I did last week, and by the time I went and confirmed my email at the end of the cycle, or order at the end of the cycle, half of the stuff I had wanted was sold out. So always confirm your order, and then you'll know that you confirmed by receiving an email right away, and it'll have what you ordered, and it's kind of your receipt. And then right before the pickup day, you'll get a reminder. And so the cycle works, we're gonna start on Friday because that's when it begins for the customer. So the website opens for shopping at 12 p.m. So it just opened up today. And you have from Friday at noon through Monday at 10 p.m. to order products. On Tuesday, the producers who listed their products will harvest what you ordered and prep them for Wednesday, which is our drop off and pickup day. So Soldovia pickup happens in the afternoon. The farmers will bring their products in the morning and we'll aggregate them in our Homer site. And then we'll drive them over to Smoky Bay Air, who will fly them over on their 1:30, I think is the flight that we try to aim for, the early afternoon flight. And if it is full, they will bump it to the next flight. And that's something that they're pretty good about communicating to the customers about. And they leave the food in their little airport building on the runway where you can pick it up. And so at the beginning, these are just some of our really happy producers and products at the beginning of our grant cycle. They actually funded some professional photography. So that's where we got all these lovely photos that we use for marketing. And yeah, the food really does look this good. And just to kind of wrap up why we think this food hub is really adding value to our community, it does make a lot more of our local dollars stay here. Like Robbie said earlier, that 95% of our food is imported, and that's a really big number, and we're trying to decrease that and make a lot more people buy local and have those dollars stay in the community. This year is a really big benefit of the food hub is the social distancing. We're able to, get healthy food and not have a lot of contact, which was a benefit we weren't expecting, but we're really glad we have this infrastructure in place to offer that, sort of less contact way of getting your necessities. And then, of course, which is one of the reasons why Cook Inlet Keeper is involved in this project, is the environmental benefits, and we really are concerned about reducing our carbon footprints, and that's food systems are a big way to do that. So if you have questions, you can type them in the chat, but we're always available to talk to you. Robbie's really responsive.
Yeah, can you guys hear me again?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll put this slide back up, but I wanted to take you guys over to the live site. I think this was one of the first times that we've done Healthy Chatter where the food hub was open this early in Seldovia. So I'm going to take you over to the website. Let me pull up real quick.
And while you're doing that, Robbie, I'm just going to go ahead and read. I have a few people watching online. I don't have any specific questions from them yet. And I don't know if you guys were looking at the chat, but we have a thanks for presenting, Robbie and Satchel. Excited about the growth of the May orders this month. And then we also did put in there, Laurel posted the link for the YouTube video there. And I also posted in there the alaskafoodhub.org website in the chat. So people can take a look at those things. And we might be able to get the video to play too if you're showing it just straight from the website, as long as one or the other of you is muted. So if you mute your phone, then you could probably have the sound on the video and the share screen.
Okay. Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, great. Awesome. So this was the website that Satchel was showing you just a few minutes ago, alaskafoodhub.org. And it's the easiest way to get to our marketplace. So shop the marketplace. It automatically takes you to our product list. So this is what's live and for sale right now. So for folks in Seldovia, once you sign up, it should automatically default, but you always want to make sure that you're shopping from Homer, because that's where all your products are coming from. If you shop from Soldotna, you'll have to drive there yourself to get it, but that is one thing we see pop up. So let's see, we've got Margot's Awesome Oysters. We have different meat products from Blood, Sweat, and Food. Lots of eggs this week. We have actual real live vegetables this week as well, which is really exciting. Flowers. We have all kinds of starch. And let's see what else. K-Bay Coffee, you can order coffee straight over to Seldovia now. He offers it in 1 pound and 5 pounds. So if you ever see this little carrot type icon here, that means there's a variety of sizes or flavors of that product. I'll show you another example. The raspberry jam, it has 2 different sizes. Some of these have 4 different sizes. So you can see we have lots and lots of new products this year. One that I'm really excited about that we had last year is our kelp salsas. It comes from a company down in Juneau, and we're selling it on the Food Hub since we don't have any other kelp salsa products like that. We also have the Salt Company that's new this year. It's offering salts and also their body care products. And then if you want a t-shirt from Donna Ray over at Oceanside, you can get a t-shirt or a sticker too. Down in this area, you'll see sold out. These are products that we did have available at noon, but they have since sold out. You can see a lot of our vegetables have sold out. Just right now, there isn't a ton of fresh veggies yet. That will change here in the next few weeks. So once you sign up with the Food Hub, you get added to our email list. So every Friday at noon, you'll get an email newsletter. Whether you read it or not, it will serve as a reminder that, hey, the Food Hub is open, hop on, see what we got. And within that newsletter, we put a fresh list, usually trying to highlight any new products for the week. We include a recipe that you can make out of something on the Food Hub, and also a little news tidbit from around Alaska's food system. So to sign up, you would just go here, sign up. And then you can create an account here, and you'll get sent an email confirmation, and then you'll be able to start ordering. So like Satchel mentioned, all of the products get delivered to Homer, and then we aggregate it, get your orders together, and we'll put it either in a paper bag or a plastic compostable bag for you, and then we drive it over to Smoky Bay Air, and then you pick it up as soon as it arrives. Like Satchel said, they're usually pretty good about letting folks know if the deliveries are going to be late. One thing we are concerned about is our starts. We've been selling tons and tons of starts, and they're very, very hard to transport. But we are going to try it out the first week or so and see if we run into any problems. So that's one thing we might need to adjust later is how many starts we can actually send over on Smoky Bay. Yeah, they're very, very, very fragile. So I'll take you into some of our producer list, because we have quite the robust list now with some beautiful, beautiful logos.
Robbie, can I interrupt and ask a question? Because I'm looking at our list of people who are watching our live stream on Facebook, and I noticed someone on there that is from Nanwalek. And I'm wondering if you guys are able to get to Nanwalek and Port Graham yet. Is that because Smoky Bay is doing the transporting? Are they doing the same kind of thing?
We just haven't, we haven't had the time to look into it yet. I believe, I don't want to speak for Smoky Bay Air, and I know their conditions may have changed, but in the past they have expressed interest in covering some of that for us as well. So if whoever is on the Facebook Live in Nanwalek, if you want to email me, I would love to talk to you more about it.
Okay, and I can put you two in touch. I'm in touch with that person.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is another new one we're excited about is Two Sisters Bakery. So hopefully soon they'll be listing their baked goods and breads, and we can spread that love around the peninsula. Satchel, is there anything else you wanted to cover? I think we got it, most of it. Okay. One other thing, if you ever get your order and something's missing, please reach out to us as soon as possible, or if the product is not up to the quality you thought it was, we're always happy to work through those problems and issue credits or refunds. So, yeah.
Do you see the comment over there too from Laurel? She says, I'm pumped about the K-Bay coffee. Michael's videos have inspired me to get some. Do you, so I don't know about Michael's videos, but, and looks like Laurel also has her hand up, so I'm gonna allow Laurel to ask a question. Go ahead, Laurel. Oh, let me unmute you. Here.
I think I just got it. Thank you so much. Hi, Robbie and Satchel. Thanks for coming on today. It's always exciting when the Food Hub rolls around again. And it's especially exciting as we go into fall and we have that ability to keep getting good vegetables and stock up our supplies as best we can. So really appreciate what you guys do. And I know it's a big effort. So thank you so much. I was thinking about Blood, Sweat, and Food Farms in particular, as people are looking at meat shortages or higher costs of meat. The way I'm understanding it is that if you're able to, like, they'll have a pig sometimes available for sale. If you're able to go in together with some friends and purchase that, it can go over to, I think, McNeil Canyon Meats. They'll butcher it up and then send it over. So one of the things that when McNeil Canyon said they weren't getting meat in anymore, it might have caused people to think that some of the local people thought they couldn't order from McNeil anymore. But so I wanted to mention that this is an option where you could get your meats from Blood, Sweat, and Food Farms or other CSAs folks, and then send it over to be butchered. Does that sound right?
Yeah, thanks, Laurel. That's right. We actually can't handle the pork because the way the pork and beef, those kind of products work, you have to have it slaughtered in a USDA facility, and we only have 2 in the state, and the closest one is in Palmer. So what Laurel was describing, you're actually buying a share of the animal. So you become an owner of, say, half a pig, and that's how you're able to legally get it dropped off at McNeil Canyon and get it processed. There are variances, though, for items like goose and rabbit, even chicken liver and chicken feet that allow us to sell through the Food Hub and get it delivered via Smoky Bay Air. And there are also there's also some other cattle share programs for our cattlemen out at the head of the bay that will do a very similar thing that, excuse me, that Laurel was describing.
Thank you so much.
You know, I wanted to say I'm missing the Healthy Chatter lunches. Those are awesome. I think
we are too.
Hey,
June.
That's a great segue. If you don't mind me just taking a few moments to announce to everyone, because it hasn't been announced yet, but we are going to be meeting face-to-face again starting June the 5th. Will be our first Healthy Chatter back face-to-face. And I don't know who our speaker will be for that day yet. That's yet to be booked. Maybe we could get one of our producers to step into that slot. And right now for next week, I'm just going to mention that next week we are going to have Jason Harriman from AFD&G, who is going to be talking about living in bear country and some safety practices for our Seldovia community. So that's next week, and that's our last fully Zoom Healthy Chatter, and then we'll probably be doing some Zooming again. Mary Jo has a question. I'm going to unmute her and allow her to talk now. Go ahead, Mary Jo.
Okay, I've unmuted myself. I just wanted to say that I ordered Starts last year and they came very successfully on Smoky Bay. Just to let you know, it was a really good experience and they did really well. And my question is, usually with your first order, there is a discount code. Is there one for the first order for this season?
Yes, there is one for actually everybody, even if you've ordered on the Food Hub before. It is Local Food 2020. So that will give you a 10% discount off your order this week. It doesn't count for memberships though, but you just need to enter it in at checkout. And if you forget somehow, you can always log back in before we close on Monday at 10 p.m. and you can just pop that promo code in there. Again, it's Local Food 2020.
And while we have Mary Jo on, Robbie, she is one of the folks in the community who is working our community garden and encouraging people to engage with that. And Climate Action Team Seldovia met last month via Zoom and did a wonderful presentation on gardening, utilizing the knowledge of our local folks that just really are skilled at how best to garden in the Seldovia area. And we do have that as an available video. I don't know if we put it on our YouTube yet, but well, Brett Higman has it posted. So just know that that conversation is continuing here in Seldovia about how best to grow and how best to have a sustainable way of eating, healthy, etc., and reducing that carbon footprint, as Satchel mentioned.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's
I'll
really
say
good to
that
know.
we're really good at, we use all resources for food. I'm telling you, as coronavirus came, and I mean, people are ordering from all types of unique areas, and the community is willing to do that, and one, to support what the farmers are doing on the Kenai Peninsula, to support local everything, and of course from Anchorage on down. So it's great that we can have such an excellent sampling of things that's offered through the Food Hub.
Yeah, we also added some chocolate from Girdwood on our Food Hub this year.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I know you were excited about the coffee, so I'll just tell you, Triggy Chocolate has an amazing espresso chocolate bar, so it might combine your two loves.
I would like to give a shout out to our friends that are watching on Facebook Live. We've got 16 total people that are watching between Zoom and Facebook, and so I just wanted to let them know I see that you're there, and I wanted to just see if anybody, let's see, Sunny Hilt says, I have never had a disappointing item from the Food Hub. I would say I agree with that as well. I have a very spoiled 11-year-old who only will eat Alaska grown carrots now. So, yeah, I think the food has never been disappointing. It's always fresh and beautiful. And I think that that's something that, you know, when you grow up getting used to food in a grocery store and it looking like anything, it's really a pleasant surprise to get food that's so fresh and delicious. I think we have almost sometimes had forgotten, I know I'm speaking for myself, forgotten what fresh tasted like. So I think it's wonderful how fresh and delicious everything is. And also the variety of really interesting things has been really fun to experiment with different kinds of things. I think I saw somebody has wasabi on there, wasabi plants, I believe. So I was like, I like wasabi. I don't know how to use it if it's not in a green paste out of a jar.
Yeah, that's really good to hear that our food makes it to Seldovia okay. That's something I think Satchel and I often fret about. And like I said, if you ever get anything damaged or subpar, please let us know. We often have or will have conversations directly with the producers and usually it hasn't happened that much, but we usually correct the problem pretty quickly. Yeah, and it's good to know about the starts too. I think Satchel and I are most worried about the bulk of starts going through in Smoky Bay Air being able to handle them since they need to be boxed. They're a lot bulkier too.
Can I ask real quickly on the discount code? I assumed it was all one big long word. Are there spaces between local food and 2020? It's all one big thing. Okay, so
Yes,
I typed that in the Zoom chat, but I also typed it onto the comments for those that are watching on Facebook Live.
Right, and we often do different discounts throughout the season. So again, once you sign up for the Food Hub, you'll be added to our newsletter, and open those newsletters. You never know if a discount code will be inside.
Okay, I'm just refreshing to see if I see any other comments on the Facebook Live group. I don't see any other comments there. Does anybody else have any comments or questions? You know,
Shannon, can we ask about the actual market? What is the plan for that and everything with coronavirus, et cetera?
oh, for the, yes, for over in Homer, the
Yeah.
market in Homer. Okay, yeah, sure.
Sure, yeah. We are actually setting up our market this weekend, and our first day will be a week from Saturday, May 30th. Right now, we have taken out, for those of you that have been to our market in Homer, we have outside vendors, and then we also have a row back-to-back vendors in the middle. We've taken all of those middle vendors out so we can have enough room for our customers to wait in line at a social distance, so 6 feet apart. We've also removed quite a few booths on the perimeter as well, so we can space out our booths 10 feet apart. You won't see any crafters yet. We're hoping to add them back in as this pandemic hopefully clears up, and as it's safer, we'll be adding more vendors back. We won't have any samples this year. We won't have any demos. We won't have any music, at least to start out with. It will be a very different market than you're used to, but we'll still be filled to the brim with local food. And we hope in 2021 to get back to our big festive event fill. Yeah. So that's what we're doing this year. We do have, we'll be reassessing every month to see how we can tweak the market and create more space for more people.
Thank you so much, Robbie. I know that Soldovians love to be in Homer on the right days. We're always like, bonus, oh yeah. The other thing is with those changes, if there's ways that we can help engage with people, especially around the education piece, it would be really exciting to do a chef demo via Zoom video conference, or if you have those chefs that would be happy to come over to Seldovia, that's even better because then you smell it all. But yeah, however we can help with that, and even pushing some things towards Thriving Thursdays with Patty DeLisi. So we can.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, Robbie, you have a chef in your life.
I do. He's making me lunch right now. I'm a lucky lady.
That's wonderful, and we are looking forward to getting back to you know, doing our Healthy Chatter meals in person at a safe social distance. And we know that with all of this, that some of our social time together has been very much missed, and we're very grateful to be able to meet together this way. But we love having you guys come over and visit. So as things loosen up, if things change for you guys and you have updates or information that you want to share, you know, you're always welcome to reach out and we can get together. And we would love to see some of the local producers step up to come and talk about their farms, what they do, their practices. I think there's a very strong personal connection when you sat and talked with someone over a meal and talked about what they do and the passion that they have for their gardens and their sustainability efforts, and it just makes you want to support them even more. So it is a great way for them to share what they do, share their passion with our community, and we're just really grateful for that. I was going to ask, do you want me to try and screen share and show that video? Okay.
Sure, that'd be great.
Let me see if I can do that.
Should be a
So now you have to unmute, Shannon, because we're only able to hear it through your screen.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm trying to get it to share it large. Are you guys seeing it large?
The Food Hub is like a virtual
Bottom right corner.
Food Hub is
Yeah.
your online local foods connection, featuring 100% locally grown and harvested produce, seafood, and much more. The Food Hub is like a virtual farmer's market, and the process is both simple and easy. Each week, producers list items for sale on the online marketplace. Product availability changes weekly and with the season. Once the ordering cycle is open, simply log on to the online marketplace and place items you'd like to buy in your cart. A confirmation email lets you know when and where to pick up your items. Return anytime during the ordering cycle to add more items. Producers deliver all ordered products to a central location where items are sorted and inspected for quality. Customers then pick up their orders and the cycle begins again. The Alaska Food Hub. We make local easy.
Okay.
Woohoo, very nice.
I'm looking to see if there's any other comments. Does anybody else in the attendees group have any questions or comments for Robbie or Satchel? Okay, so I want to just mention one more thing here. I'm going to screen share real quickly, just in case people haven't seen it yet, but we are doing our summer kickoff barbecue drive-through style today, and it does say to call ahead to place your order, but we are not going to turn you away if you show up in line and ask for a burger or a hot dog and some chips. We're excited to kind of do some fun things differently this year, but just wanted to throw that out there that that's this afternoon. So after Healthy Chatter, we'll be getting ready for that. All right, there's my little plug for what else is going on in Seldovia. I'm just checking our comments here. I think we've got all the comments asked, all the questions asked.
Well, I'm just looking at our sales right now, and I can see that a few people in Seldovia have already placed some orders. So that's really awesome to see.
I know. I tried to go on and it said not till noon, and I said okay. So I did pay my membership fee. Can you guys? I do remember one thing. You pointed out that we need to go into the Homer part, but then there is a place where it asks where you want to pick it up. And so there is a down menu that shows that you're picking it up in Seldovia. So even though you're ordering through Homer, you're still doing the pickup in Seldovia, and make sure you click that box or it'll stay in Homer, correct?
That's correct. And every year we run into a few issues like that where a Seldovian has picked a Homer pickup. So the first few weeks, I know Satchel and I try and eyeball all the invoices so we can catch it before you miss out on your order.
Okay. And I know that with things being different at our airport this year, Mary and Tracy have been still making calls when regular packages come in, but I think it's probably good for everybody to be paying attention and know what time it is, set an alarm on your phone. That's what I always do, to make sure that I go over to the airport on that day to keep the traffic down in the airport little shed that's out there for Mary and Tracy's sake. And we are all good to notice each other's names and say, hey, you have a package at the airport still. So
Shannon, I have one comment. It's Mary Jo.
hi, Mary Jo, go ahead.
Hey, when you were talking about delivery, this was something that I worked on for a couple of years because I wasn't getting it quite right my first year. And if you go on to your account, you know, the little person that's up there, the little shadowed white person, and you go on to your account, there is a default distribution location section. And if you do check that, it will carry you through the whole season, having it delivered in Seldovia.
And that must have been what I saw today when I renewed my membership. That must be where I saw it. And that's what triggered me to remember that today, was that I had just seen it when I was updating my subscription. So you're right, there is a default and you set your location as your default. I think Robbie's going to share that with us.
Yeah.
Right.
Here.
So the little person Mary Jo was talking about right up here in the right-hand corner, and you can click on account information, and right here is your default pickup location. So you guys just want to make sure the Seldovia one is checked. I won't check it because I want to pick up at Homer, but
Yeah, that's exactly.
and then
Okay.
and then just make sure you click on update your account info, so it saves that button.
Okay, well, I am very grateful for you guys coming on today and chatting with us about the Food Hub. We're excited that it's starting again. Excited to get some fresh vegetables into our homes that are grown locally, and to support the local producers, to support Homer, Soldotna, and all the way out to Juneau. Is that our farthest out producer that we have that's supporting the Hub this year? Okay.
Yeah, Juneau.
All right. Yeah, so we're just really excited to be a part of our Shop Local, and really just give you guys a lot of credit for all the work that you've put into this, because as you mentioned earlier on, Robbie, that this started with a grant, and once the grant was gone, I remember that conversation from the very first year was, we have this grant for 3 years, and when it, you know, we hope to be able, 2 years, we hope to be able to make it a sustainable thing beyond the grant cycle and to continue, and you guys have successfully done that. And I think that's in large part to how hard that you guys have worked, and the great team that you have, no doubt, supporting you, and all of the local producers who all have the same vision of, you know, putting things out there locally. So really our hats off to you guys for continuing that effort. And we just would love to have you back anytime. And we're so grateful that today's the day that we get to go and shop. So we will be in touch, and we thank you guys for joining us today. Do you have any last closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank y'all for having us here, and thank you for the last 5 years of partnership. Again, like, this truly has taken a lot of people, people volunteering their time and expertise to help keep the Food Hub moving forward. And I know Satchel and I would love to come back over for Healthy Chatter lunch. So we'll keep an eye out for those menus, and we can pick our day around that. And thanks to everyone who has ordered or is planning to.
And there was one more comment here. It says, I love the Food Hub and thank you. So yay, we love it. We all love it. And thank you guys very much for coming and joining us today. And we wish you a very happy extended Memorial Day weekend, and we will talk with you all soon. All right,
Thank y'all.
Take care. Bye-bye.